Morning, people. I see pictures like this and I get mega motherfucking aggro. I mean, are these fuckers exempt from this so-called invisible bug? Are they exempt? Why do we, which we don't, but I'm asking you, why do we have to practice social distancing when they clearly do not? They couldn't get closer if they were literally sitting on each other's fucking dicks. Shoulder to shoulder. Look at that. Look at that. No masks, no gloves, no social distancing. But the useless eater is asked to social distance, and they do. The useless eater is asked to isolate itself, and they did. The useless fucking eater needs to fucking wake the fuck up. I was listening to something earlier on, and apparently they're pushing really, really fucking hard for everybody to get tested, okay? And then I came across this. Listen to this, okay? Listen to this.
Of the advice, and it's something I've been talking about for a few days. There are three things we need to get in place. The first of those is a more extensive surveillance, or sentinel as it's called, testing regime.
Surveillance testing regime. Surveillance testing regime. This gets better every fucking day, and people still stay seated.
So beyond just those who are symptomatic, we are to move to a different phase when it comes to the restrictions. We need
Beyond those. Beyond those. Are you listening to this?
an even broader testing regime than we have at this point. Now, we have one of, if not the most extensive testing regimes in the world.
Testing regime, again, testing, 1, 2, 3, testing, clap, 1, 2, 3, clap, clap, testing. Remember, people, the guy that you're listening to here, when Australia was on fire, he went on vacay to Hawaii. But hey, keep dancing to his fucking tune.
Today. But we need to do even better than that to ensure that we can have greater confidence that when we move to a lesser restriction environment, then we can have confidence that we'll be able to identify any outbreaks very, very quickly and respond to them.
Identify any outbreaks. They want to surveil your ass so that they know where you are 24/7. 24/7. You stupid, useless eaters out there, don't forget to download this so-called app that they're offering you so that they can put your phone next to somebody else's phone, come get your fucking ass, and stick you in jail for not practicing social distancing. Wake the fuck up.
The second part of that is ensuring that we have an even greater tracing capability.
Greater tracing capability. If we don't know what the bug is, it makes me so fucking angry that people cannot hear this. Listen to the words that he's using.
Than we have now. Now, I want to commend the state governments. This has been the real heavy lifting they have been doing over the last several weeks in really boosting their capability of trace cases.
Boosting their capability in trace cases. Boosting their capability.
They are a team of Sherlock Holmeses out there at the moment.
Sherlock Holmeses. They're investigating. They're sticking their nose into shit that they shouldn't.
And they are doing a fantastic job of tracking down these cases.
Yeah, they are tracking down these cases. And this is all for your benefit, you stupid, ungrateful fuckwits, useless eaters. All for your fucking benefit. For your safety. For your health. For your children. For your kiddies. Stand the fuck up.
But we need to lift that to an industrial capability. And we need to do that using technology. And we need to do that as soon as we possibly can. And we'll be needing the support of Australians. We can get that in place. We get our tracing capability up.
We get our tracing capability up. Today we're going to trace for COVID. Tomorrow, what are we going to trace for? Apparently, they're actually putting or going to put these traces into the new phones so that you can't get rid of the tracer.
From where it is, then that is going to give us more options and Australia's more freedoms.
Did you hear that? He said it really quick. It'll give Australia more options and Australians more freedom. How the fuck can you be free when the government is literally tracing your ass? It's tracking your ass 24/7. It's gonna know how far your phone is apart from whoever you're standing next to. It's gonna know where you are if they're not doing it already. This could be palmed off as, now we're asking you to participate. How do you know that it's not in your phone already? I, for one, can tell you that my mobile phone, which I hardly ever fucking use, all right, which I hardly ever use in the middle of a conversation, the other day, the screen turns black, it lets out this screeching fucking noise. How do I know that something isn't being stuck into my phone? How would you know? How would any of us fucking know? Because when they usually come out and say, oh, with your permission, it means they've already fucking done it. They're doing it, and they're going to do it.
And the third area is that we need a local response capability. And we're seeing this in part right now in northwestern Tasmania, where we have an outbreak. The Australian Defence Forces, the AUSMAT teams working together with state authorities have been moving very quickly to contain that outbreak. And there will be other outbreaks. You know,
there will be other outbreaks. He can predict the future now. He's a clairvoyant. He's a tarot reader. There will be
other parts of the country. And in all states and territories, we need that
in all states and territories
ability to move very fast, to be able to lock down an outbreak where it occurs and to ensure that it does not transmit more broadly within the community. If you're going to move to an environment where there are fewer restrictions, then you need these three things in place. And National Cabinet agreed today that we will use the next 4 weeks to ensure that we can get these in place. And
they're going to use the next 4 weeks to get those things in place.
The baseline restrictions that have been set some weeks ago will remain in place. And
see, they're going to remain in place, meaning if you don't comply, okay, to downloading this app and whatever, if you don't comply, it's going to remain in place. Your fucking doors are open, you stupid fucking useless eaters.
Until we're able to achieve those 3 goals. And we will be reviewing that in the next 4 weeks. A positive thing to say is that we've often found ourselves, as we have now, in a better place ahead of time.
Really? We're in a better place? He classes this as a better place? Are you classing this as a better place?
And if we're able to achieve that, well and good. But we want to be very clear with Australians that the baseline restrictions that we have in place at the moment, there are no plans to change those for the
no plans to change those
next 4 weeks.
For the next 4 weeks. But there is another stimulus package, for those that don't know, another stimulus package coming out in July, okay? June, July, Why would they be just handing people over? Why would they be handing people over money if people have gone back to work by then? They have no intent of lifting this in 4 weeks.
In terms of states that have gone beyond the baseline restrictions, and that includes how they may be enforcing measures, or there are some restrictions that are put in place in some states and not in others, those states will take the advantage over the next few weeks, and they will make their own decisions whether they want to change any of those arrangements on their own circumstances.
So now it's state to state. Well, there you go, people. You don't have to fly to Canberra, okay? You can just go to your fucking state. Your state reps.
And so I would refer you to the individual states and territories where they may choose to do that over the next few weeks. One of those areas which we'll be considering again on Tuesday is the issue of elective surgery, and there's a bit more work to do on that, but we'll be considering elective surgery next Tuesday.
Here we have Professor Collingon said the basic advice to keep 1.5 to 2 metres away from others and for people to wash their hands regularly seem to make a difference. We know this works and people will keep doing this intuitively over time. But others, such as allowing people to go to supermarkets but not let them go outside, even if they were 2 metres apart, did not. He said it was important that the rules made sense. If people were expected to maintain social distancing measures for 6 months to 2 years. See, he's saying that a lot of the rules that are coming out now make no sense. The first lockdown restrictions that would be relaxed are the ones that don't make biological sense. Sitting on a bench by yourself, fishing by yourself, walking on a beach, if it's not crowded, why do they matter? These things protect people's sanity when there are going to be restrictions for a long time. For a long time. And on the latest thing that you just saw Scott Morrison say, oh, things will ease up after the next 4 weeks. Like I said to you, the next stimulus package is coming out July. Be fooled, you fucking useless eaters. Be fooled. Stay fooled. Keep getting butt fucked. Keep getting butt fucked. Social distancing measures for 6 months to 2 years, and they can't even come clean and be honest about what the fuck the virus is. Maps showing. How could they have maps showing? If people aren't going to the doctors, which clearly if the doctors are coming out saying, oh, don't be scared, you know, you might have an underlying condition, come get yourself checked out. Okay, so the doctors are saying that obviously their patients have dropped off. But hey, we've got a map, which people I'm fighting here, okay, with speed. And as you can see, this is what happens when I try to open the page. But hey, NBN don't want to come fix my connection. Look. Don't want to come fix my connection. There's not enough speed to open fucking pages. There just isn't. It's not enough speed. So I'm fighting this to try and get shit out to you guys. People, wake the fuck up. Wake the fuck up. Look at this. Look at that. Social distancing measures for 6 months to 2 years. 1, 2, 3, clap, clap, clap.